Hello and welcome back to the Brick World studio, and today we have a new update here on the Brick World project here in my city of Brickgate. We are going to work once again at a spot where there's something missing. Here on the edge of the table you can see just the wood of the table. We want to work here on that part, also on the other side a little bit more, and we also want to talk a little bit about what's going to happen here on the right side where there's still missing a lot, so stay tuned for today's update. First of all, I needed to reorder some new parts, and as you might know from previous updates, I'm still not using only Lego parts here in my city, also using parts from different other companies because it's cheaper and the quality is at least as good as from Lego. Some companies also have better quality, so I'm just using whatever I can get to build my big project because, as you might know, my projects are very, very big and big projects need a lot of parts. So I started working here on that missing part here with one cutted base plate here on underground because I did not have one in the right size. But it's not very important. We can just cut the base plates, of course, and that's just the base of our sidewalk and also a little bit of the street. That's going to be placed directly here in our missing spot, so it really fits in here, so we can start working on top of it, adding all the missing tiles and stuff like that, and also working on that little part of the street. I have a little speed build here for you because you can see how a lot of time it needs to do that. It's speeded up, of course, but it's incredible how many parts you just need to build in a little part of the street that's just a little spot, because the rest of the street is going to be placed when the next table is coming in a distant future. But also adding all these little tiles here, also these tiles with the stud in the center. It's a lot of work and it's just taking a lot of time, a lot of parts and a lot of money, and you just have a small sidewalk at the end. But that's a very important part because every part counts. Every little step is important to get to the main goal of building a city in a scale I think nobody did before in the world of Lego. Huge thanks to Light My Bricks for supporting Brick World and all my projects here on my channel. They create incredible lightning kits and custom solutions that bring Lego cities and mocks to life, and of course all of Brick World as you can see it here on my channel. So if you want to light up everything or anything, have a look on their page. And as you might know from previous updates, I'm running that little community project to fill up that very big room of the cinema. You can send in your minifigures, mainly in a city look or maybe also in a kind of cosplay fantasy look, because there's a fantasy movie running in the cinema, and you can send in your minifigures and then they're going to be placed inside of that big cinema. So that's something a lot of people, especially here over in Germany, are doing. They're sending me also some messages, which are very kind, and really like to read all these messages and all these letters. And of course we have some new minifigures. We have the Grinch. That's a funny addition here, and I really like to add these little minifigure into the city because it makes it just a little spot, a little interesting detail. We're just putting in him here. So the Grinch is now watching a fantasy movie here in Brick World Cinema, and I really like these little addition. Also he drinking here from golden cups, and it's just funny to have inside here. So if you want to send in your own minifigure, as I said before, especially in a city look or in a fantasy look, you can just send them into the address you can find in the imprint, but be careful, we have to send them, of course, to Germany. By the way, I already started working on the next part. That's a little part here. Also once again with a little part of street and also a little part of sidewalk, that's especially designed to fill in the next part here. You can see it's going a little bit down here. That's especially because we're going to have a way here for the people to cross the street, and also people who are maybe in a wheelchair, of course, need these little ramps to go down to the street level. And yeah, that's just integrated here. So we have fixed the next little gap, and here where there's it's not a white stripe, it's a place where the people can go over. There's going to be some traffic lights added in a future update, but that's something I want not to do today because I really want to integrate a working system, and that's something I really want to do in a special update. But for now, we really started fixed a lot of little gaps in today's update. It's a special also preparation for upcoming stuff, of course, because we want to work here on that building here, that red colored building. Also added some new minifigures, of course. So we have almost 1,400 minifigures in the city, which is an insanely increasing number. But of course, that's not the end of the way, if you want to call it like that. You have a lot of stuff left to do, especially here on the right side of the table. I also added all the missing little tiles here in light bluish gray to fix up everything here, so it's just finished here, especially with the walking way here. As I said before, the traffic lights are going to be placed in a future update. I'm not sure right now when that's going to be, but that's something for my big digitalization project that's running in my head, but not on the table. But yeah, maybe it's coming soon. I'm not sure right now. But as always, we are fixing every little gap, every little part to get to the big goal of finishing maybe never that city, because of course, you have also always a possibility to expand, to rebuild stuff, but at the moment, I just want to fill up everything here, building up all the started buildings and stuff like that. So we need a sidewalk here. Also, there's going to be a little street running here in maybe again in a 45-degree angle, and then there are going to be more buildings here on the right side, but that's something I don't want to start yet. That's just something I want to start when all the other buildings, or almost every other building, is finished here on this table, because I do not want to start more unfinished projects before other projects are finished, especially the red building here in the front. And also I really want to finish up other builds like the cinema or the Oscorp Tower, or our building next to the Oscorp Tower with that smartphone shop, our pineapple store. All these, I think, should be finished before I start working again at a new building here in the city. And mainly the focus is the cinema project, of course. I want to build really up everything. It's a lot of stuff left here to do, but I think we are on a, as always, good track to finish up everything here in the city. And as you might know, it's a big project. Every building is a big project here, especially because of the scale. I'm building up everything here. Also the streets are using insanely amount of parts here in the city. But I think more updates are coming up here. So if you want to see more of Brick World, feel free to subscribe. And of course, I also have an Instagram account if you want to follow that. I have a link down under the video. And also, as always, feel free to write whatever you have in your mind, what you think about today's update or the city or whatever in the comment area. I'm really looking forward to every comment. I really try to answer every comment, but at least I'm reading every comment. So that's for sure that I'm reading everything you are writing down in the comment area. So that's it for today. More coming up, so stay tuned for future updates.